Hello everyone, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host, you can call me PD. And today we are checking out Hate That featuring Taeyeon by Key. I am really excited and really looking forward to this because for those of you who did not follow the long time ago journey that I went through with Key's music, I did a listening party ages ago. I don't even think that listening party even exists on our Patreon anymore. That's when I used to like stream on like a different platform. And so I don't know if that listening party still exists, but I did a listening party for Key's entire album, like the repackaged and everything, right before he went into the military. And it's one of my favorite albums of all time. And it really put a whole new appreciation on Key as a singer and an artist, and it really made me fall in love with Key, and it really made me fall in love with his vocals and his musical styling. And yeah, I'm super excited for this. Like, for me, Taemin, I really liked Taemin. Well, Taemin's solo music was my favorite out of the SHINee members for a really long time. But then once I listened to Key, I was like, oh, this is more my style though. I really like Key's style. So I'm really looking forward to this. But before we get into today's video, let's actually talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN protects your data with the most secure VPN protocols. And if you're using your internet right now without a VPN, your internet service provider is taking all your data and selling it. And Surfshark VPN also has the added benefit of giving you access to region-locked content. And as a K-pop fan, I'm sure you guys all know how frustrating it is to try and get access to international content. All you have to do is just use Surfshark VPN to connect to the South Korean servers, go to Netflix like normal, and boom, you're gonna get access to a plethora of Korean content that you didn't have access to before. So not only are you protecting your data, you can also get access to content you couldn't before. So use my link in the description below or use code THERAPY and get an 83% discount plus an additional 3 months off your order. They also provide a 30-day money-back guarantee, though I doubt you'll be needing it. Thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video and for helping our viewers use the internet freely and safely. Let's get into it. This is Hate That featuring Taeyeon by Key, and this is your Form of Therapy. All right, before we begin, just a disclaimer, I have muted the audio on this video just because SM blocks my videos based on the audio. So I don't know what's up with that, but it's been going on for like the better part of a year. But let's just check this out. I'm gonna be doing a countdown, so if you wanna go ahead and sync up the music along with me so you can watch along with me, I will be doing that for you guys, all right? 3, 2, 1, play. I like the vibe of it so far. It's very beautiful. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Wow, their voices pair together really well. Oh, they literally look like a work of art. Ooh. 10 out of 10. That was amazing. That was incredible. That was actually exactly what I was subconsciously expecting and more. Something I noticed about Key's music when listening to his album is that the B sides, a lot of the B sides, had a very actually heavy American influence to it, and a lot of the songs were produced by American songwriters, if not most and slash all of them. I was fortunate enough to also meet some of the people that actually produced and wrote those songs, and I was just fascinated about the process and like the kind of music that Key is into. And he seems to be very much into like the modern American pop sort of sound. And you could see definitely like he was experimenting with that a lot in his album, like with songs like Imagine or Chemicals. But Hate That, it honestly sounds very, very much more like American pop than K-pop. There are still K-pop elements to it, but just in the song itself, just the general idea of the song, the general execution of the song is very much more American pop, where they kind of stay within one kind of range for their vocals. Like usually K-pop, your voices are like all over the place, and you're like singing softly in 1 second, and then you're screaming loudly in another. It's a lot of peaks and valleys. But a lot of American pop songs, they kind of like never go above like a certain range, and then they just stay in this like one solid area. That's what they did here, and that right there, and the very simple guitar accompaniment. Obviously, there was more to the instrumental than that, but that also felt very American pop. So, what made this more like K-pop is actually just the melody and the top line, just the more, and also just like I think their singing technique. I think SM, especially the way they train their singers, they're very heavily vocal focused. So Key brings in a lot more vocal flair. You know, he kind of shows off a little bit more, and in like the smaller moments, in like the intricate moments of the song, than most American musicians would tend to be. I also think like the whole like Key and Taeyeon singing together and the way it's sung, it's also like a trend that I've been seeing a lot in American pop. Charlie Puth and Selena Gomez, Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Like a lot of that is very similar music to this as well. Um, and I think Key and Taeyeon go really well together. Um, in terms of the song, I really like the lyrics. It's kind of not necessarily dark, but it's definitely not like a feel good, happy song. But it's not just straight up a sad song either. It's a little bitter, it leaves a little bitter taste in your mouth. It's a little bit of an angry song, there's a bit of a grudge there, a resentment, the kind of resentment you feel in a breakup. And I think Key exemplifies that really well through the lyrics. I love the lyrics of, and I hate and I hate that you're happy without me. And I pray I want you to be as painful as much as I do. Like, these lyrics are so incredibly bitter and salty. And that's kind of messed up. But when you're in this position, when you're breaking up with somebody, that's usually how it tends to be. Your mind goes to places where you're a little bit more resentful. You're a little bit more thinking shitty thoughts. So I think they captured that really well. I really like just like the overall direction of the music video, how he's in a spaceship or a satellite, it seems, and he crashed. This is where the story kind of like I sort of lose the traction. It seems like Taeyeon is stranded, and then he crashes down into the ocean and the water, and all of a sudden it's raining, and then he's on the rock alone, and then they're at like a coffee shop or a restaurant, and then that's kind of it. There's a loose story going on, but it clearly went over my head, and I'm sure somebody in the comments can let me know, but I'm a little more fixated on just the visuals of the actual thing. Some things that I noticed and I really liked is just the final setup of Taeyeon outside the window, like the two setup of like them being next to each other, but they're separated by this wall. The symbolism there of the breakup is fantastic. I also liked the vibe of this gives off like a very 80s sort of a breakup vibe. Like, it's raining, she's in a trench coat. It has that kind of a vibe to it. I really like this practical light here. How you can see it glowing through the umbrella. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I do like it. Something I noticed about Key, if I can find a shot, oh, it's right there. I love that he's actually wearing pearl necklaces. Like, that's really nice. I don't think I see a lot of guys wearing that ever. But yeah, I just love the overall visual. I mean, it's a pretty simple setup. If you think about it, this is a pretty simple music video, cheaper than your usual type of title track music video, but it never feels cheaper. It doesn't feel cheap at all. You know, look, like a lot of this comes from just the framing. Look at the framing. They literally look like an artistic painting. I think the director did a fantastic job of, look at the way she is standing tall. She's standing tall. She's wearing bright red, almost as if, you know, she is being portrayed as the antagonist, the villain. And she looks so confident, you know, her leg propped up like this. Whereas Key, he's wearing white. And I wonder if that like is meant to look a little bit more like it's one, like a spacesuit because he was in space, but also white. So you kind of associate a little bit more with like the purity, and it feels like he's the more innocent one. And then just like the power hierarchy as well of him saying, I want you to be miserable and blah, blah, blah. But then her lyrics when she's singing, her lyrics were interesting too, how she said like, where was it? This lyric kind of, this lyric fucked me up where she said, ooh, the breakup is perfect. Even at the end, you're being yourself. So I thought the breakup is perfect. I thought she meant that in a way of like, oh, I'm like, oh, this breakup was perfect. Like, it went so well. But I think it was meant to be a little bit more catty and sarcastic, where she's like, oh, great. You know, that kind of vibe is like, oh, yeah, just perfect. Like, this breakup is going exactly the way, like, in the end, you're still just being you. You know, you're being you, and that's why we broke up. Like, I feel like it's got that kind of a vibe. Like, because he's saying, and I hate that you're happy without me. I hope that you're as miserable as I am. And she's, like, kind of saying, like, yep, of course, that's what you say. You know, like, even in the end, like, I'm glad I broke up with you, like, because you're being this person. And then the whole thing of, like, she's rescued at the end, I don't know what's going on there. But, yeah, I think it was just really well done. I love, like, the storm clouds that they had on the LED wall. And just, like, man, this literally looks like a painting. But, I didn't continue. But, yeah, like, the just this posing right here, it gives you a mental hierarchy of like, in the breakup, she's the one who has all the power. He's the one beneath her. He's the one kind of being like crushed down beneath her feet, and or like he's the one that's kind of going through all the sad shit. What's going on with this soda can here? What's you know what? Let's watch this again. I don't mind watching it again. I mean, the song was fantastic anyways. So let's watch it again. Let's maybe see if we can pick up what the heck is going on here even more. Because I didn't really think we needed to watch it again, because I kind of like I thought I picked up on it. Most of everything that needed to be picked up on, but hey, let's just go. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that can split open and then it went in to the can and the water. That was interesting. That was a really cool shot. I love this scene. How the water's leaking into the ship. Even that shot of like opposite sides where she is, it's not raining. For him, it's raining. Wow, that reveal shot of her eyes was really good. All right. That didn't do much else for me, but I enjoyed it. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. My God, it is emotional. It is visceral. You can feel kind of that bittersweet feeling. Oh my God, it's aces. I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10. Key did such a fantastic job. I am in love with this song. It is so good. Guys, that's it for my reaction review of Hate That by Key featuring Taeyeon. Let me know, what did you guys think in the comments down below? Would like to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you want to support the channel, if you like what we do, please consider visiting our Patreon. We have bonus content on there, like listening parties and content like that, drama club, variety shows. So a lot of bonus content, and you can help support the channel. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. If you want to support us for free, consider hitting the like button down below. Subscribe to our videos and check out our other videos here. And I will see you guys later. Bye.